please ma, this color is different from the one you taught. Ma, the color design looks complicated. Ma, this, ma, that. Don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'll be teaching us 2 methods on how we can achieve a perfect color. So the one on the right side, that's the black one, is a different color design, and the blue one is a different color design. So I'll be taking us through the process step by step for beginners and how to achieve it professionally. Welcome to Sew with Anita, where I share tips that no one talks about that will elevate your sewing skills from a basic to a professional. So if you're just joining us for the first time, hit on the like and the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I drop videos like this. Trust me, you do not want to miss on this. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. One of the advantages is that you're going to be the first to be notified whenever I drop helpful tutorials like this. So without further ado, let's dive into this tutorial. So the first one I'll be taking us through is the black one. So this is a common color design that we all know, and I'm going to be taking us through the process step by step on how to achieve it. And before the end of this tutorial, I want us to drop a comment on which of these was the easiest and which you are going to be following. So the first thing I'm going to do is to measure my neck round. I've already folded. I've done everything I have to do on this shirt. If you need a tutorial on how to cut and sew a shirt for male or females, you can go ahead and check my channels. I already dropped a tutorial on how to cut and sew it step by step. So what I'm going to do now is to measure what I have around my neck round like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure it step by step like that. After doing that, I'm going to fold what I have into 2. So right here, I have my pattern paper with me. I'm going to place it on a fold so I can take us through the process of cutting it step by step. So just follow what I'm doing. I'm going to be marking out the maximum amount of paper I'll be needing for this, and 6 inches from my starting point should be enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it out like that. Go ahead and mark it on different sides so that by the time you use the ruler, it's going to give you a straight line. So from that point, I'm going to take 1.25 inches like that. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to mark it on different angles like that. So the next thing I'm going to take is my neck round measurement divided by 2. Remember that this pattern paper is on a fold. So after marking my neck round measurement divided by 2, I didn't add any allowance there. So I'll still mark down my 1.25 inches to get to that point. Then I'm going to connect the point. What I'm trying to get here is like a rectangle like that. So I'm just going to connect it vertically to like this. Then I don't want the edge to be too sharp, so from that point I'm going to come in by 1/2 an inch. So just look at what I'm doing. Then I'm going to create like a curve at that point because I don't want it to be too sharp. Then from the box point there, we're just from this point, from the box point there, we're going to come in by 1.5 inches. From the box point, we're going to come by 1.5 inches like that. And then after marking it out, we're going to come up by 2.5 inches like this. And at this other edge, we're going to then come up by the same thing we did lower at the lower side, which is 1.25 inches. We're going to take the same thing there. Then we're going to use our curved ruler to connect the point like that. It's just to like make a slant or a slope. I just hope you understand, because the top and the lower side is not equal. So what we have from this point to that point, we're going to measure it out and mark it out so that we can draw a straight line. Then from that point, we'll then come out by 1/2 an inch so that we can have like a sharp edge. So we don't want the point we're connecting to be the same thing. So we're just going to connect it like this so that it can have that color sharp edge at that side. Next thing we're going to do is to cut it out. So guys, I just feel that we're like family. So while I'm cutting this out, please take note of the way I'm cutting it. Then I just want to chip this in. Whenever I add any music to my YouTube tutorials, YouTube is always flagging it as copyright. So if you have any suggestions that I can do to help solve this issue, please just go ahead and drop it on the comment section. I would really appreciate it. Like, I would really appreciate it. So do you see the way I divided the top side and the bottom side. So just go ahead and do the same thing, and then we're going to cut this on our fabric and make sure that it is on a fold just the way it is on the pattern paper. So I went ahead to cut out 2 pieces of this. One will be serving as the lining and one will be serving as the main fabric for the 2 of them. So do you see that I left about ½ inch around it for folding allowance? So just go ahead and do the same thing, please, very important. And remember that your fabric should be on a fold. So I've gone ahead to iron paper stayed to this so it can have a little bit of strength and stamina. So I've gone ahead to place the 2 pieces right side facing each other. So what we have here is the back. So what I'm trying to do here is to just place it on a fold so that you can remember the way I cut it on the pattern paper. So the way it was on the pattern paper, I've gone ahead to open it up so that you will not be confused, so that you will know the side that is supposed to be at the bottom side and the side that is supposed to be at the top. Then the side for the top side, we're just going to stitch it around it with ½ inch. So go ahead and pin it very well and stitch it down. After stitching it, this is what I have. I've gone ahead to turn it over like that, and then I ironed this out. So do you see the way it is coming out? So I've gone ahead to get my 2 piece, the lower piece like that. So let's not mix it up. You know that the curved side is the side that is meeting the top collar, so let's not mix it up at this point. So do you see, I'm just going to unpin it now so that by the time I place it very well, you will be able to picture that collar shape. So this is what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to place it the same way it was on the pattern paper, then I'll turn it over like this. So do you see, I'm just going to notch the center. So just go ahead and notch the center of this part, then notch the center of your fabric, the other piece too, so that by the time we are positioning it, we can get the center and it's going to be very easy for us to work with. And this process is actually very important. So what we did initially, you position it the way it should be. The curved side will be facing it like that, then we turn it over. Let the notch part be facing the notch part. Remember that is the right side facing each other. So for this other piece I'll be using as my lining, I went ahead to notch both the top and the bottom, very important. So do you see, we're using the curved side, then we're going to turn it over, right side facing each other. So do you see the way I'm placing it? Just take note of this. Then we're going to pin it down like that, and then we're going to make sure that the 3 edges are facing each other and they are on the same line. So we're going to then pin it down like this. So we're going to keep doing the same thing. We're going to pin it down to the round edge, and then after doing that, we're going to just stitch it down. We're just going to give it a straight stitch with ½ inch. So just take note of that. So again, I'm just going to stitch it down the curve like that. So this is what I have after stitching it down. So do you see the way it is looking so nice and very neat? So if you want, you can go ahead and top stitch it. So next up, I'm going to fix this to the collar, and then I've already gone ahead to pin that point. So take note of where I pinned it. So do you see the way I pinned it to it with 1 inch away from the edge we're going to be sewing? This is very important so that your collar will not move, especially if you are a beginner, so that you can have a neat finish without foldings at that edge. So pin it 1 inch away, then we're going to get our main fabric, and then we are going to get the center of it. So we're just going to place it on a fold like this, and we're going to get the center and we're going to notch it out. We're going to get our collar and we're going to place it on it, right side facing each other. So we want one side to be placed on it like that, then we're going to pin it. So we're just going to stitch one side to it, then the other side we're going to stitch it at the back. So like I said initially, right side facing each other. Ensure that you pin the edges, very important, because we don't want to be having excess at the edge. We want it to be exactly. So just go ahead and stitch it, pin it down carefully and stitch it with ½ inch. So this is what I have after I was done stitching it out. This is what the front looks like. It looks very nice and neat. Then the next thing we're going to do is to do our finishing stitch. Please, I hope you can see the pins that I placed there. It is helping me to stop my fabric from shaking. So we're going to take our finishing stitch there. So we're going to use 1/2 inch. We're going to fold it in by 1/2 inch. Ensure that your pin does not shake. Ensure that pin that you secure there, even though it wants to remove, pin it back. It is very, very important. So we're going to top stitch it like that, as tiny as possible, so it can be neat. You can go ahead and top stitch this edge if you want, so it can be neat. So that is all for this collar. Then for the second collar, if you are interested, this is a very sweet tutorial. So if you want to achieve something like this, very, very easy, what we're going to do is that you can see that the flap for this is different from the other one. The other one, once you just get your flap, you just attach it to it. But for this one, or to get that elevated side, before we sealed it, we opened it up and then we turned it over and stitched it with 1 inch. So we came down by 1/2 inch and we stitched it with 1 inch, and then we turned it over back, and that was what we have. I know you might not really understand what I'm saying, but I have a tutorial on how I was able to achieve this on my channel. Just go ahead and check how to cut your unisex vintage shirt, and it is there for you. So what we're going to do now is, just the way we did the other one, we're going to measure it round. First of all, after measuring it round, what we have there, we're going to divide that measurement into 2 like that, like we did initially, and then we're going to place it. But before that, I'm just going to mark out the material, maximum material I'll be needing. So you can go ahead and make use of 5 inch or 6 inch like we did in the first one. Then we're going to get our starting line. After that, we're going to get our neck round measurement divided by 2. What I have there, I'm going to add extra 1/2 inch. So if I had 11 inches, I'll be adding extra 1/2 inch, that's 11.5 inches. Then I'm going to mark it out. After marking that out, I will then add an extra 1/2 inch to this. So just follow exactly what I'm doing and you understand it. So this 1/2 inch is for that sharp edge that we're going to be having for the collar. Then we're going to come off from the side that's on a fold by 4.5 inches. Then at this point, from the first 11.5, we're going to mark out 3.5 inches. I just hope you understand. Then we're going to measure what we have from that point and ensure that the same thing we have there is at the top side is 11.5 inches. Then we're going to connect the point from the top side down to that new 11.5 that we have there. I hope you understand me. So just follow exactly what I'm doing and you will see how easy it is. So after doing that, we will then connect from that side that we have the 11.5. We're going to connect it to that our extended line. So you know that we said we added 1/2 inch to the 11.5. So we're just going to connect it. So this is like the sharp edge that is going to form that collar. And this is it for this particular collar drafting. It is very easy, very fast, and very much beginners friendly. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then when I cut it on my pattern paper, on my main fabric, I'm not going to be adding any sewing allowance around it because I already added the sewing allowance I need on this paper. So that is why I said it is very much beginners friendly. So I've already cut this out on my piece of fabric, and this is what I have. I've gone ahead to iron out paper stay on it so it can have that strength. So I'm just going to place it like this. So I'm going to place it on each other, right side facing each other like that, and then I'm going to stitch down the straight part. So just take note of what I'm doing. The straight side, I'm going to stitch it down. The side that has the curve, I will not be stitching it down. So this is what I have after stitching it down. I've gone ahead to iron it out. You know that after stitching it round, I then turned it over, then I ironed it out to make it flat. So we're going to then attach this to our shirt, and then we're going to first of all notch the center like that. So just go ahead and fold this and then notch. Then on our shirt, just the way we did for the other one, we're going to place our shirt on a fold equally, and we are going to notch the center too. Then we're going to place it on it right side facing each other, just like we did on the other collar, we're just going to place it right side facing each other and let the notch part be facing the notch part, and then we're going to pin it down. Ensure that your collar is pinned the way I said you should pin it the last time. So do you see that before I stitch it down, I pinned it 1 inch away from it so that it will make sure that my collar is stable. So I've gone ahead to stitch it like that. So that's what the right side looks like. We're going to do the finishing at the wrong side. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to fold it like we did in front, and then we're going to then top stitch like that. And this brings us to the end of this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit on the like button, and please family, I want to know which of these tutorials, which of these will you be going with, because for me I'll be going with the blue one, but depending on my customers' request, then I'll go with the black one. I don't like stress. So guys, I can't wait to hear your response. If you want to start your ready to wear vintage shirts business, you can go ahead to check the tutorial on how I achieved this step by steps. If you have any tutorial requests, drop them on the comment sections and I'll be responding to each and every one of them. Have a nice day. Bye.